What's up, you guys? Adam here with Anabolic Climbing, and today we're doing the Mitochondrial Support Super Stack, MotC and Slupp332, with, of course, the help of Dr. Alex Tatem, as well as some other sources that we're going to bring in. So, if you guys like this kind of pharmacological deep dives, backed by an actual doctor, and interpreted by a climber who was wild enough to take some of these compounds probably years ahead of when you should, please hit the like, subscribe, and alert. It helps this channel a lot. And without further ado, let's talk about MotC. What is it? How does it feel? And let's get into it.
MotC, aka exercise in a vial. The mitochondrial peptide your favorite biohacker swears is a shortcut for fat loss, endurance, and anti-aging. Spoiler alert, MotC is surrounded by fascinating science, but there's limited human data, although what we have is genuinely promising.
So really quick, I've had lab work on both MotC and Slupp332. In both cases, it severely overperformed what I was expecting, which means one of a few things, right? Either one, it's actually healthy and helpful. Number two, it's placebo. Or number three, at the bare minimum, it's not nearly as carcinogenic as it potentially could be.
First off, what exactly is MotC? MotC is a peptide naturally produced by mitochondria within your cells. Think of it as a metabolic booster shot, signaling your cells to burn more energy and utilize fat more effectively. So why all the excitement around MotC? First is fat loss with a metabolic boost. MotC ramps up your metabolism primarily by activating the AMPK pathway, essentially turning your body into a fat-burning machine at the cellular level. Two is endurance and performance. Better mitochondrial function means enhanced endurance, reduced fatigue, and faster recovery from training. Three is anti-aging potential. Early studies suggest MotC can improve insulin sensitivity, metabolic health, and overall cellular resilience, potentially slowing biological aging. Sounds amazing.
So I just want to touch on a couple things really quickly. Number one, as far as the insulin sensitivity, when I have taken Slupp332 in the past, which is another mitochondrial support that we'll get to, I did find improvements in my A1C. As far as fat loss, I would not put this on the level of a GLP-1. Like retatrutide absolutely smashes both of these compounds in terms of fat loss, but I was able to go to Japan, eat a bare minimum of 2 croissants every single day, and only gain a total of 2 pounds despite eating like an absolute monster on SLU. With MotC, I don't think the fat loss, at least to me, was as noticeable, but I wasn't taking it as consistently as I was taking SLU. The endurance for me on SLU was actually super noticeable. MotC, I didn't notice inherently, but my dose might have been too low. Within taking SLU for about 3 days, as a guy with famously garbage cardio, I noticed almost immediately that I was not huffing and puffing through a lot of the plyometrics, which is a thing that I normally have a lot of trouble dealing with. And for that reason, I really like these compounds.
Well, let's dial in some expectations clearly. The science is promising, but it is still early.
Super early.
Most evidence is from animal studies or early stage human research, with human data still limited, though rapidly growing. Street dosing reality check. Typical dosing quoted in biohacking circles ranges from 5 to 10 milligrams injected subcutaneously 2 to 3 times per week.
I was way lower than this. I was taking about half a milligram 2 or 3 times a week. So I was really underdosing it compared to what the standard is. And part of that's because MotC is super expensive. That would, for me, a 5 milligram dose would probably run me like 20 or 30 bucks, which, you know, to kill a vial in a week is not super optimal.
Ideal dosing protocols are not yet well defined. What about side effects? Well, it seems not many. Most users report improved energy and endurance. But truthfully, it's just way too early to know yet.
With MotC, I felt a little bit of a head rush coming on, which was interesting. I'm not going to say it was good. It didn't really feel like, it didn't feel stimulative, like it didn't feel like an Adderall or anything like a Euphoria, but I did feel a bit of a head rush.
Bottom line, MotC represents cutting-edge metabolic science, activating the AMPK pathway to boost fat burning, endurance, and anti-aging potential. It's still experimental, but highly intriguing.
The only thing I want to throw out there as far as anti-aging is the gray hair in my beard has not stopped. It has only gone further. I could blame the anabolics for that. I could blame the fact that I'm almost 40, but there doesn't seem to be any reversal on that front. So yeah, I don't know how much I would put into the anti-aging category, but as far as improved endurance and improved energy, definitely something I like to take as a nootropic for work, definitely something I enjoy taking to climb harder, something I enjoy taking to climb longer. And with Slupp332, this is not WADA banned yet, but if you want to understand how good it is, WADA immediately banned that. I'm talking immediately, for endurance boost and for fat oxidation. So if we're doubting its efficacy, it was good enough to get banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency from sport. So that alone, as a non-tested athlete, means it should definitely be on your radar if you're non-tested and you're looking to send something for your product or for your project, or you're just trying to get some more energy in between sessions and whatnot. Definitely on some of my harder training when I'm having brain fog, I actually like this compound a ton. So let's shift to its brother, SLUPP332.
SLUPP332, aka exercise in a pill. The peptide your biohacking buddy swears can get you shredded without stepping foot on a treadmill. Spoiler alert, SLU has intriguing animal data, but zero human trials yet. First off, what exactly is SLUPP332? SLUPP332 is a synthetic exercise mimetic small molecule that's still deep in preclinical research. Developed to target all three estrogen-related receptors, it kicks your metabolic gene programs into overdrive, essentially tricking your body into thinking you just hammered out a brutal cardio session without ever lacing up your shoes. And don't let the name fool you. The estrogen-related receptors have nothing to do with binding actual estrogen.
So, funny enough, I do have a friend of mine that was taking this, and he said when he went above 750 micrograms, he started noticing some extra aromatization, and that guy is chronically lean year-round. I don't know if that was based off of anything else he was taking. This is just some anecdotal research, but something to keep in mind. I never got above 500 micrograms. In general, there's kind of a couple different schools of thought. One is that at 500 micrograms is too low for an effective dose. I haven't noticed that in terms of the cardio. If we're talking about fat loss, that could be. I will say I've only taken it orally. I haven't tried the injectable, but I have friends that swear by the injectable and have used it. In general, I feel really confident saying that it improves endurance. As far as fat loss, probably. But again, I would call this like a B-tier fat loss tool, but an S-tier endurance improvement, at least for me. Or honestly, maybe it's A-tier, and I've just never tried meldronium or cardarine.
So how does it work? Normally, intense aerobic training activates the AMPK signaling cascade, boosting mitochondrial density and metabolic efficiency. SLUPP332 mimics this process by binding to estrogen-related receptors alpha, beta, and gamma, directly stimulating mitochondrial biogenesis and fat oxidation pathway. The results? Increased metabolic rate, improved energy expenditure, and accelerated fat loss, in animal models at least.
So just talking about the energy expenditure, it's one of those things where I feel that I have more cardio energy when I'm working out, but not necessarily an energy booster that I'm having throughout the day. I don't look at SLUPP as a nootropic in the same way that I think MotC is for me. Definitely something that I would love to take, and I did take whenever I'm doing cardio because I hate cardio. It drives me crazy. But yeah, I definitely prefer SLU if I have other things to do. If I'm strictly looking at working out, I personally prefer SLUPP.
Current status and a clinical reality check. As of right now, SLUPP332 is still stuck in animal studies. Zero human clinical trials have been completed. Bodybuilders are already experimenting with it, of course, but clinical data is strictly rodent-based. Anecdotally, many athletes and physique competitors report noticeable fat loss benefits, but we're deep into uncharted territory here. Risks and side effects. Truthfully, the risks of SLUPP332 are totally unknown at this stage. Because it manipulates estrogen-related receptors, there could be downstream effects we just haven't identified yet. This isn't Amazon discount creatine. This is truly experimental small molecule chemistry. Bottom line, SLUPP332 represents the bleeding edge of exercise science, a true cardiomimetic in animal models. But until human data emerges, it's a huge gamble. Keep it on your radar, but maybe let the lab rats go first.
So as far as letting the lab rats go first, I have seen probably half a dozen to a dozen different blood work results of folks that were taking SLU. Every one of them came back crystal clear, man. It does seem to have benefits on A1C. I don't know if it has any impacts on lipids, but as far as any issues to liver or kidney, I have not seen any, and that's both as an oral and as an injectable. It's honestly pretty wild. I agree with Dr. Tatem. It's super experimental. We are only dealing with rodent data and absolute psychopaths that are willing to pin this for the glory of science and fat loss. But yeah, it's honestly baffling how few side effects that have been reported, both in animal models and in early adopters. I would bet my car probably that Slupp follows MotC in terms of being banned from WADA, if not this year, then next year for sure. It depends whenever we have human trials. I think that's probably what's going to solidify it. But if I were a tested athlete, I would be running the ever-living crap out of Slupp right now. Not just because the early data shows that it seems to be crystal clear on the blood work and the organ imaging and whatnot. It's because, at the end of the day, the cardio benefits are super noticeable. I wouldn't lean on it personally as hard for fat loss, but if you could get another 5 to 10% of your energy or just feeling more comfortable or regulated on a hard boulder or sport climb or big wall, for me, it's a no-brainer. It's honestly shocking in all of the research that I have gone to, of which there is objectively few, that I have not seen more serious side effects. The only one I could see is in I know a couple of folks reported elevated heart rate in rare instances. I've only seen that on one Reddit post ever. Every bodybuilder that I know that have taken it has not reported that or an elevated heart rate of any kind. It would make sense, but I just haven't seen it in the circles that I've ran in. So that's basically the wrap up that I want to give on my experience with SLU and MotC. I'm going to be trying to do more cardio and climbing this week. So I'm probably going to do a follow-up later, just going through what the differences were in my cardio capabilities while taking MotC. I know, or I feel really confident on what it is for Slupp. And at some point or another, I'll probably try them together. And we'll see if they are better together than they are alone, or if I'm just happier running Slupp for the long term. Anyway, if you guys like this kind of content, if you guys like talking to a random mad lad that's willing to rock climb and take experimental peptides, please hit that like, subscribe, and alert. It helps a ton. Obviously, I'm trying to be the general of chemical warfare when it comes to rock climbing, so if you've tried any of these peptides, please report your experience down below. And yeah, I'm Adam with Anabolic Climbing. I'm going to give you guys a front double on the way out. I'm wishing you guys cheers and happy sending, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, you guys.